Hi there everyone, welcome to Fingers, Thumbs and Fits, and today I will be continuing with the prototype of the Cats of Mont Michel as we go on to scenario number 2, Pret combat. Now in the last scenario we investigated a disturbance in the kitchen and discovered that rats had infiltrated the abbey, so we are now going to try and find out what's going on. At the end of the last mission, we were allowed to pick some of our preferred equipment. So Nera got some shuriken, Adera got her staff, and during the scenario she found 10 coins, which was nice. Guy has a flintlock pistol, and Leon has a rapier. So this is how our party looks going into this second scenario. So without further ado, let's get to it. Some of you have waited your whole lives for this. For others, it is a road well travelled. Either way, there are nerves. Last night's roaches are sure to be back. Further investigation reveals that they are coming from broken pipes from a disused cistern. Clean out the vermin, block up the pipes, and end this before it truly begins. The enemy awaits. Okay, so this is the setup for the second scenario. We have our cats deployed here. We have some loot counters here and some loot counters here. We have some objective counters here, which I'll go into in just a moment. And we've got some vermin blips, which are flipped over when they come into line of sight, which will then determine which kind of enemy it is. We're not just dealing with roaches this time. So our objective is to defeat a certain enemy and block up the pipes. And in order to do that, we have to get a cat over here to pick up one of these objective counters, to then take it to one of these squares marked with a D. Sorry, this one or this one. So that's what we have to do. So I guess we'll get on to it. Let's start off with initiative. Once again, red is for rats, purple is for cats, and we are going first. So I think we're going to leave that loot for the moment. I think we're just going to sort of run forwards. So who have we got here first? This is Nera. So she's going to stride and then stride. Leon is going to... oh, hang on. That would mean then that this one's flipped over. A roach, and this one's flipped over, which is also a roach, and this one's flipped over, which is also a roach. Okay, Leon is going to do the same thing. He's going to stride to here, but he's going to come up this way, so we can see who they are. Guy, I apologise, is going to check this loot. We know he's got a great track record with it to begin with. I have shuffled these cards up again. He's found some gold. Nice. Now that's a free action. Actually, he should have needed to move first in order to do that, so I do apologise. So he moved and then checked the loot. So he did a prowl, checked the loot. He's now going to stride to here, and Adera is going to stride and then prowl to here. So that's all of the cats done. Now it's the vermin's turn, so you're going to move down, you're going to move down, you're going to move up, you're going to come across, up, which means you're flipped over now, you're a roach, and you're going to move up. Oh, you're also flipped because you're within line of sight. Right, you're a roach as well. So far so good, all roaches. So, end of turn. We move that over. We now need to spawn on S's. Now there's an S here, but Nera is also standing on an S, which I believe means that we can't spawn one on there. So we're going to take this one, pop this one on here. But yeah, okay, back to initiative. -4 counts as a 1, we get a 2, so okay, we're going first again. Dara is going to bop this roach with her stick. Now how combat works in this game is, we'll take Adara's staff as a example here. As said before, this is how many combat dice you roll, 1 or 2-handed. The score you need to inflict a stun, the score you need to inflict a wound, and the range. As it's range 0, she can attack anybody in an adjacent small square or anybody in the same big square as her. And how combat works is, well, it's just that. You take your amount of combat dice, you roll them, and you look to get those 2 scores on the card. So, roaches, if they incur a stun, they're removed. So, on a 5 or more, we can remove this roach. She gets a 12, or she would have inflicted a wound on it anyway. And these roaches go, we'll put them up there, these roaches go into a discard pile, which we'll put here. So that was 1. She's going to now stride up to here. Nera is now going to, she's going to do a special move action which we weren't able to do last time, which we can this time, called a pounce, which is basically a stride but with an action afterwards. Sorry, an attack afterwards. So she's going to stride, so she's going to, well, you know, the 2 squares, so into there and then into there, and then she's going to attack this roach. So with her claws, because her shuriken is a ranged weapon, although I guess she could attack in close range, but she can stun easier with her claws. She needs a 5. She's done it. Again, she would have inflicted a wound anyway. Goes in the discard pile. However, because she pounced, unfortunately, sorry for hitting the camera, she gets a vulnerable counter. Now, a vulnerable counter only lasts until this cat's next activation. However, it does mean that if anything attacks it this turn, they get a +2 to their combat roll. I don't think anything's in range to attack, so I think we're good. I think we're okay with that one. So that's Adara and Nera have both attacked. Guy is going to do a similar thing. He's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to attack this roach. Guy needs a 6 to inflict a stun. He succeeds. He unfortunately also gets a vulnerable counter because he pounced. You get the vulnerable counters irrespective of whether or not you inflict damage when you pounce. You just get them anyway. So, and Leon, we may as well have him do it as well. He's going to stride and then stride. Whoops, sorry, Adara. Where was she? She was there. And he's going to attack this roach. Sorry, I completely forgot what it was, the name that I was attacking. Now, Leon needs a 5 as well. Look at that. Right, excellent stuff. We are doing very well here. Aside from 3 out of our 4 cats have vulnerable counters, but I don't think any of them can be attacked anyway, so we're good to go. Right, so Rochi's coming down, you're coming up, you're going across, which now means that you're flipped. You're a roach. End phase, we move that along. We now spawn in S1. So we'll put that one there, and this one, which is coming in this S1, is a roach. So, initiative. We are most definitely going first. Adara is going to try to, it's going to try to smack that roach again. So she needs a 5. She gets, so roach is gone. And she's going to move into this square as a stride. Neera's going to pounce again. But she's going to identify what this is. So she's going to stride. Move, identify this, which is a new type of enemy. She's going to get another vulnerable counter anyway. This is an Arbalatria, which we have a standee for, is a kind of crossbowman. So it has a ranged attack. So we're going to want to take that down. Arbalatrias have 1 health and 1 action point. As with the last mission, in the full game, they will have their own character cards, these enemies, but I've got them just on a printout next to me here. So yeah, 1 health and 1 action point. So Neera gets to attack. She needs a 5 to stun or a 9 to take it out. And she very nicely takes it out as soon as it's revealed. So that is 1 less thing to worry about. I think we'll be good to go to pick up some of this. This is clay that we're blocking these pipes up with, so I think we'll be good to get rid of, well, pick up some of this next turn, I think. Because it's 3 actions to pick something up. So, okay. I think Adara attacked, yeah, Neera attacked. Leon now, he can get rid of his vulnerable counter. He can move to here and just do a normal attack on this roach. So that's what he's going to do. So he needs a 5. That was a 4, incidentally. So next up then we move on to Guy. He's going to move up, he removes his vulnerable counter. He's going to attack the roach. He needs a 6. He most definitely is not successful, but we get a scratch token. So, okay, roaches. This roach is moving underneath Guy, as is kind of how they attack. Any number of roaches can be underneath a cat, and if they activate again whilst they're underneath the cat, they automatically do a wound and then are removed. So, a bit icky. This is now flipped over, and this is another new enemy type. This is a I can't say it properly. Detestable. So we'll pop that there. They have a combat attack. They also have 1 health and 1 action point. So, okay. But now it's the roach's turn again. that one's going over there. And then it's now the end phase. And that now means that we deploy the enemy that we actually need to take out. So moving these guys here is probably not a good idea. And it is a Norwegian brown. It's a big old boy. He attacks with a spiked mace, and he has a one-shot pistol. So, yeah. We're going to want to try and take him out. So, okay then. Initiative. We are just staying ahead of the rats. So, Nera is going to stride. She's going to go 1, 2, and as a free action is going to pick up a bit of clay. Now, because she's got some clay in her hands, she only has 1 AP, but she can still move to an adjacent big square by striding, so that's not too much of an issue. Leon is going to attack that roach that's underneath him. Need a 5, succeeds, and he's going to come up over here, striding. Adara, she can pounce. No, she can't, actually. She's going to stride twice. Well, stride and prowl, essentially. She's going to stride up to here and then move over. Kind of want to take this Norwegian brown out on our own terms, really. Pistol only has a range of 1, so we're okay for the moment. And he still only moves 1 space per turn, so... even though he's got 2 action points, he can move 2 spaces per turn, but then he can't shoot or attack. So now we're back to Guy, who's going to try to take out the roach that's underneath him. He needs a 6. He does. He was attacking with his claws there. He wasn't going to fire his flintlock pistol at the ground because there's no point. He's going to fire the flintlock pistol right now, though. Is Adara in the same big square as Le Detestable? No, she's not. Okay, we're okay. Right, he's going to fire the flintlock pistol. No, he's not, because he's not in range. Well, that's just great, isn't it? So he's just going to stay where he is, then, maybe. Wait for... No, he's not. He's going to move over because now Le Detestable has a choice of enemies to attack. Now let me just check something here on these special rules. Right, yeah, only 1 clay can be carried by a cat. I didn't know whether or not I might be able to pick up 2 globs of clay at a time, but I can't. So, okay. It's the rat's turn now. The Norwegian brown is going to have to come up, so he's going to move up towards Leon. He's not in range to attack, because he's just used his 2 action points. And Le Detestable has only got 1 action point, but we don't know who's she going to move to. Red dice is higher, we go to Adara. Purple dice is higher, we go to Guy. Red dice is higher, so she goes over towards Adara. Fine, we can deal with that. So, end phase. We're spawning more things, but again, I think it's under the Norwegian brown. So all we're going to do is we're going to put one here. Now we have nothing left in our army pool. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we take our discard pile, we shuffle them up, and we refresh the army pool. So we're going to choose this one. We're going to put this here, but because it's within line of sight, automatically gets flipped, and it's a roach. Okay. So, roll for initiative. We are still staying ahead of these rats. Adara is going to try to... let's not do Adara just yet. We're gonna move Nera. She can only use one action point, but she can stride, so she's gonna move up here. Adara is now going to try and beat this lady rat over the head with her big stick. So she needs a 5 to stun or a 10 to wound. She does neither, but she can attack again. Right. The Detestable has a stun marker on it. Now, unlike the cats, if a vermin has a stun marker on it, it has to spend all of its AP to remove it. Now, Le Detestable only has 1 AP anyway, but yeah. So she's not going to be doing anything this turn anyway. So, Guy is going to attack the vermin, the roach, with his claws. So he needs a 6. Which he doesn't get, so he's going to try it again. Maybe let's try the cat's dice. No, he's still unsuccessful, so that didn't make an iota of difference. Leon is going to move into combat with the Norwegian Brown and is going to attempt to attack the Norwegian Brown. I'm going to use my scratch token to re-roll that, because that was pathetic. There we go, and we inflict a wound on the Norwegian Brown. Okay, so Vermin's turn to attack. Once again, this roach is going underneath Guy. Le Detestable is removing the stun counter. And the Norwegian Brown is going to punch Leon in the face. He needs a 7 to stun and a 9 to wound. Wow. So Leon has in fact taken a wound. First blood in this scenario to the Norwegian Brown. Okay, so end phase, that goes along. We're spawning on S1. Well, there's one S1 space free. Leon's standing on the other one. So we'll take this one. That's going to be flipped because it's in front of Guy. It's a reach. Okay, so initiative. Yeah, we're still ahead of the rats. Nera is going to go 1. Oh no, she can still only go 1, can't she? Because of the she's holding clay, so she's going to go there. Guy once again. Oh, he's used his pistol, didn't he? So I have to put one of these cappers. I'm going to put it on the weapon rather than him. He's got to spend 2 AP to reload his weapon, but he's not going to do that right now. He's going to scratch this roach that's harassing him. So he needs a 6. He gets it, so the roach is removed. And he's going to move up a space. Adera is going to attack Ledetestable. Whoops. She needs a 5 to stun and a 10 to wound. Scratch token, but she gets to attack again. It's a 7, so she stuns. Not doing much, but just giving this rat a concussion. And Leon is going to heroically try to take down this Norwegian Brown. So he needs an 8 to wound. That was a 4. And he can attack again. What we got there? A 7. That was scratch token. I'm going to re-roll that. And it ends up with a 5. Okay, so no, we did not succeed that time. Actually, with a 5, I've used a scratch token now anyway, I'm not going to go back on it, but with a 5, he does actually put a stun token on the Norwegian Brown, which means it's not doing anything this turn. So that is pretty sweet. And on that note, it is now the vermin's turn. So, Roach. Guy seems to be attracting all of the roaches. These two can't do anything except remove their stun tokens. And now that's the end phase then, so we are moving up onto here. Initiative. There's no spawning. We are definitely going first now. Right. Leon. Take out this Norwegian thing. It's a 3. No, come on. You need an 8, Leon. No, but that's another stun counter at least. Nera is going to come over here. Guy is going to try and take out the roach that's underneath him. Doesn't with that one. He does with that one. And Adera is gonna... she's continuing just wailing on this rat in front of her. 5 will put a stun token on her, but we can always, as always, attack again. What was that? That was a 3. Okay, so no, we still haven't taken it out yet. Rat's turn. They're not doing anything, they're just recovering. This now comes back down to here. We roll for initiative. 12 minus 4 is 8, so the rats are going first this time. Okay, so they'll actually get to do something this turn. We'll do Ledetestable first. She's obviously going to attack Adera. She needs a 7 to stun and a 10 to wound. That was indeed a 7, so Adera has a stun counter on that. And the Norwegian Brown is attacking Leon. He needs a 7 to stun and a 9 to wound. That was a 6. So we are okay at the moment. Oh, hang on, the Norwegian Brown can attack again. But 4 doesn't do anything either. Okay, right. So over to us then. Guy is going to spend this whole turn reloading his pistol. So I'm going to take that counter off. Adera is going to, well, 1, remove that stun counter for 1 AP. And then she's going to continue bashing in the brains of this rat. 8. No, but it is a stun counter. Better than she has been doing. Leon is going to attack the Norwegian Brown. Come on, I need an 8 for Leon, would be nice. There you go. So, the Norwegian brown is taken out. I've got to read entry number 2 in the book now, which reads, "You finally knock down the brute in charge of the raiders." With his last gasp, he snarls, "This is not it. This is not over. It's not even begun. The Crimson Cardinal is coming. This island will be ours." When the rat stops moving, you see that he has a book tucked into his belt. It turns out to be a tome of fencing and would be kept in one of the libraries or scriptoria in the abbey. The danger is greater than you thought. He also has a healing draft that he fortunately waited too long to use. So, Leon receives a tome of fencing, which I don't have a card for, or a healing draft, which I also don't have a card for, but I can't use a healing draft during the actual missions themselves anyway. But a tome of fencing would be useful for Leon, most definitely. So that's the Norwegian brown taken care of. We don't put his token in the pool. He does have one, but we don't put it in the pool because he was a... if we look up here in the Rat Army pool, his name is in orange, which means he's a unique individual character. But Leon can now move himself, so I think he's going to help Nera with her task. He's going to stride over here. So it's Le Detestable, who's doing nothing now but removing her stun token. We shall spawn some new stuff. Guy is now actually standing on a spawn point, but this one can spawn. It's within line of sight of Adera though, so we can flip it over, and it's just a roach. Okay. We are still going ahead of the rats. Come on, Adera. You can take this rat out, surely. It's a 9, which means it's another stun counter. I should just leave one on her permanently. She's attacking again though. It's a 6, so that's nothing this time. So, okay. Guy then is just going to shoot her in the back. Needs an 8 to take her out. There you go, right, Guy's taken her out. It's taken all this time. Right, now her token goes in the discard pile. Guy gets another reload token. But he gets to move. He's going to just move out. He's going to clamber over this table. We now need to move these guys out of the way so that Nera and eventually Leon can get up there to plug these gaps. So, roach. It's nice and simple. We spawn something on S1. There's a roach on S1 at the moment, but this one, which is in front of Adera, is a roach as well. So, okay, initiative. -4 is 8, so we're still good. Adera is now going to go check out what's on that table, I think. She's going to ignore this roach. So she's going to stride over to here, take one of these loot counters. You watch, she's now promptly going to get blown up. No, it's an ambush. Draw a marker from the Rat Army pool and place it on the objective square. Okay. Here? I guess so. It's within line of sight of Nera, so it will be flipped. It's a roach. But that's a free action. And she she take the other loot as well? No, we'll keep it as one per turn. But she's just going to stay where she is. Guy, I think, is going to stride. He's going to go 1, 2, because he's going to see what this is. Nera can now come up to here. Leon is going to stride twice. 1, 2. And now it's the roaches that... Let me get rid of that. The roaches actions. You move, and you move. Whoops. Okay. We go here. There's no spawning because the Norwegian brown doesn't come back. There's only one of them, thankfully. We are going first. So Guy is in fact going to prowl, pick up the loot, and he's found a Kopesh. Interesting. I do like the design of Kopesh. I do think, you know, sort of scythe sword, it does look pretty cool. Okay, Nera is going to stride. Oh no, she's not. She's just going to move to there. Leon is going to stride, and then pick up a piece of clay. Adara's going to look at this last loot item, which is a musket, Potsdam musket. I don't quite think Adara wants that, but she can't equip it at the moment because she's holding her staff. I mean, she can use it, but yeah, there's nothing stopping her, but I don't think she will. We'll stay in character. Okay, roaches. This one will move across. This one will go towards Guy, and this one will go towards Nera. See, there's just something on the board there. Okay. Spawn something again. That's within line of sight of Guy. That's a roach. That's within line of sight of Nera. It's an Arbalatria. Okay. Initiative. We are just one ahead there. Nera needs 2 AP to put this clay down. So what she's going to do with her AP that she's got at the moment, she's going to throw a shuriken at that roach. And hopefully she can get rid of it. So she needs a 7 to stun, well 7 to remove it. She does not do so. So Adara is going to stride in here and smack it with her stick, because that's gone so well so far. But you know, it's a roach, so she should be okay with a roach. I don't know what that's doing here. She needs 5s. Okay, there you go. That roach is gone. Guy is going to reload his gun, so going to take the counter off. And now it's the roach's turn. Okay. Spawning onto S1, we've got this one, which is a roach. And now we need to shuffle these back up again. The Arbolatriya is still in play. And so we're going to take this one and put that there, which is within line of sight of Nera. Oh look, another Detestabler has turned up. Adera's nemesis. Right, initiative. We're still going first. Adera is going to pounce. Actually, is that a good idea? Yeah, I mean, she can take a hit if need be, but yeah, Adera's going to pounce, so she's going to go like that and attack the roach. So she needs a 5. She does. Roach is gone. We'll put them to one side because they're not in the discard pile at the moment. However, she's got a vulnerable counter, so if the Arbolatriya attacks, it's a +2, which it will do because it's in range. Nera is going to move up over to here, but she can't do anything else. Next turn she'll be able to remove that clay. Leon is going to move over to here. And Guy is going to stride twice. He's going to go 1, 2, yeah, he's going to go to there. Roaches, well, and rats. That one, that one, that one, that one. And the Arbolatriya is going to stay where he is, and he's going to shoot Adara. As we saw with the with Nera's shuriken, ranged attacks work in exactly the same way as melee attacks. You just have to be in range and have line of sight. So there's no blocking terrain in the way. There's no other enemies, well, and any other models in the way. So unfortunately he gets +2 to this though. So he would ordinarily need an 8, well no, he would need an 8 to stun and an 11 to wound. Makes no difference, he rolled a 3. So he was obviously distracted by something. It's annoying though that the Arbalest doesn't count as a firearm, because an Arbalest is it's like a heavy crossbow, so it would need reloading, and they're not easy to reload, crossbows. But anyway, I digress. Next turn, initiative. Oh, we can get rid of that vulnerable counter now. Still going first. So Nera is now going to spend her 2 action points to pop a glob of goo down on here. She can't do anything else now. Adera is going to move over here and attack the Arbolatriya. She needs a 10 to wound. She gets a 9, which means he's got a stun counter. Guy is going to move once. He's going to stride. He can stride to there and then shoot Le Detestable because she's in the next adjacent big square. So need an 8 to take her out, which I get just. So her token can now go back into the pool. Yeah, I moved up there just so that I've got one more space between me and the roaches. And Leon is going to continue to move up. he can only move do the one stride as he's got some clay. It's now the vermin's turn. You're moving up, you're moving up, you're moving up, and the Arbalachia is going to attack Adara with his teeth and claws. So 8 to stun, 11 to wound. I was mistaken actually. The Arbalest needs a 10 to wound, but you rolled a 1 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so 11 to wound or an 8 to stun. Nothing happens that time. So it's the end of the turn. Yep. Go back to the beginning. So this is the 3rd time that we've gone around this track. Initiative. Actually, no, he wouldn't have done that anyway because he had a stun marker on him. So all of that can be disregarded. It's just as well he didn't do any damage. So anyway, initiative. Oh dear, that's not good this time. The rats are going, or the vermin are going before us. So you're going under there. You're going to move up. You're going to move up. The Arbalachia is now going to attack Adara. That time he does do a wound on her. He has no stun markers. He rolled a 10, which is what he needs to wound. There we go. Okay, now it's us. Minerva is going to pounce. She can move here, because that's not blocking terrain, that's only hindering terrain, but she's now attacking out of it. So she doesn't get any any minuses or anything. So yeah, she's going to pounce. She's got a vulnerable token. And the Arbalachia, well, she's going to take a swing at him. So 5s to stun, 9s to wound. Stunned him. Go on then, Adara, you finish him off. 10s to wound. Nope. Go on, and again. That was a 9, so that's another stun, which doesn't do anything. Guy. I mean, Guy could shoot him, but he's not. He's a bit preoccupied at the moment. He's going to scratch off this roach. So he needs a 6. 2, so he's going to go again. That's also a 2. Come on, at least let it be a 1 so that I can get a scratch token. Did Leon move? I can't remember now. Okay, well, we'll leave him there. S it is. So we're going to have spawn there, which is within line of sight. It's a roach. The Arbalachia is currently still standing on a spawn point. Right, okay, initiative. It's us this time. So Guy is going to try to take out this roach again. It's a 6. Yep. And he's now also going to attack this one next to him, which he gets a 4. So no flurry of claws like I was hoping. Neva is going to attack the Arbalachia. So she needs a 9 to wound him. That is a 9. He's gone. And she's... I can get rid of that vulnerable token now. She's going to... stride over here. over to here, because yeah. Adara is just going to stride twice out of the way. Hang on. Yeah. She's going to just move out of the way. So 1, 2. Guy is going to come across here. Now it's all about Guy now. We've got to get him sort of here behind where Nero is. And then that's us done. So we'll continue though. So I guess that's then Rochi comes over here. Rochi comes over here. Rochi comes over here. Next turn, spawning a roach and the roach. Should know what they were, seeing as how what we've got in the discard pile, but anyway. Still going first. So let's move Guy. No, that's not Guy, that's Leon. Move Leon up to here. Nera is going to move over here and attack the roach from... Actually, can she? No, she's just going to stay where she is and she's going to use a shuriken to attack him. It's in range. So, needs a 7 to stun him, no. So she's going to try again. There you go. Laters, taters. So that's Nera taken care of. Adara is going to move down a couple. Guy is going to take a swipe at that roach underneath him. Nope. 12, that time he's successful. Next turn. Try and speed through this a bit now. Well, both see we're getting a bit worn out now. All of the cats are getting a bit sluggish. The vermin are getting a bit sluggish. And I actually thinking about it, I just had a thought whether or not I could transfer items between characters. I can. Costs 1 action point though, so yeah, it's probably not worth it. I was going to try and maybe give the clay to Nera, but yeah, we'll just keep it on Leon for the moment. He's just going to have to move up a bit slower. Nera is now going to... Did she? No, this is a new turn, isn't it? So Nera's going to stride to here and then throw some shuriken at this roach, which she doesn't do. Adara's going to stride into here and attack that roach. She is successful, however. Guy is going to... Did he shoot? No, he had a roach next to him, didn't he? Well, he's going to shoot now anyway. He's going to attack this roach with his flintlock pistol. He needs a 6 to stun and an 8 to wound. That will do you. But we get a token to put on it. Roaches, it's not looking good for the roaches now. Although they're spawning, we're kind of into a bit of a stride now, taking on these vermin. I think Dara, she can take out roaches, okay. It's just rats she has issues. They seem to be strong against her staff. So we spawn one here, is a roach, and we spawn one here, which is a detestable, which is going to be annoying for Leon. So we're going to have to get Nera to take it out, I think. Initiative. 9 for those, 12 for me. So yes, Nera is going to stride here and start clawing her eyes out. So 5 to stun, 9 to wound. Oh, look at that. Didn't even get a chance to do anything. Leon, we're gonna get him, he's gonna jump up onto the table. Probably the best way to do it. Guy is going to stride down here. No, he's not. Guy is going to pounce, so he's going to go there and then there, and then attack this roach. And he's successful, but he obviously gets a vulnerable counter. And Adara, she's just going to move up to here. So that was a stride and a prowl. So we have the roaches, move over, something spawns on S1, roach, something spawns on this other S1, which is behind Leon, which is another roach. Initiative. We're still good. Leon is going to stride to here, then strides to here. Just leaping. Oh no, he can't stride to there, that's blocking terrain. Which also means he shouldn't have been able to go over there. So he would have had to have gone sort of like that maybe. But then now he's going to go onto here anyway. So there we go. Nera's going to prowl and then attack that roach. 5s. Yep. And what else have we got going on now? Guy. He's just going to move and attack the roach. Successful. And Deva. Stride, stride. Oh no, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, hang on, she can pounce. So yes, stride, stride, attack. Which unfortunately she was not successful, and she gets a vulnerable token. This roach is now going underneath Adara. Next turn. Initiative, there's no spawning this turn. Yeah, we're still going first. It looks like these rats are running out of reserves now. Yeah, oops. Leon is coming up over here. Nera. What's Nera going to do? She might just stay there, in fact, actually. Adara is going to just thwack that roach that's harassing her. Yep. And now we don't actually need to do anything with anybody else now. There's no roaches on the board, so they can't do anything. Next turn, there's no spawning. I mean, I could roll for initiative, but there's no point because there's no roaches on the board. So Leon is going to go up there. Nobody else is going to do anything. Next turn, now we've got some spawning. But we've only got one because Guy is standing on the spawn point. It's a roach. We're still going before them. Leon is going to pop his goop down over this pipe, which means that we have now completed the mission. So let's read the exit text. The invaders here are dead, and this area is secure. The tide is still in, so there's no way off the island yet. It's possible that you could catch any more raiding parties down by the Causeway Gatehouse before they escape with their booty. And then it says play scenario 3, Madame Antoinette, which we will do in the next video. But before that, we've got something a little bit extra to do. So I'm going to clean all this up and we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, well firstly, for completing that mission, we've actually advanced a level. So all of our cats are able to choose a level 1 skill. So let's do that first. We'll start off with Nera. These are her skill cards, level 1 skill cards. And we have an option of Tanto proficiency, Shuriken proficiency, or Arrow deflect. So Tanto proficiency is +1 to attack with Tanto swords. Shuriken proficiency is +1 attack with Shuriken. Or Arrow deflect is, it's kind of like a saving throw against ranged attacks. But as she has a Shuriken proficiency, well, as she's got Shuriken, I think I'll give her that. So +1 to attack rolls with Shuriken. So that's the skill that Nera's getting. Next, Adara. So she can use Mirror Image once each scenario a ranged attack is ignored. Staff proficiency, which is +1 attack to attack rolls with a staff. Or Fire Spray, which is a magic spell. It works just like a ranged attack. It's an AoE attack, which means it affects everything in the square. 9 to stun, 10 to wound, 1 range. Do you know what? She's a mage. I think I'll give her a spell. So she has just learnt Fire Spray. Next up we have Guy. He can learn Looter. So when searching the loot deck, he may pick the top 2 cards, choose which to keep, and which to put on the bottom of the deck. Sorry. He has a pistol proficiency, so +1 to attack with his flintlock pistol, or a knife proficiency, which is +1 to attack with his poignard. He's got his pistol, so we're going to give him the pistol proficiency. And finally, we have Leon. Inspiring, so all friendly figures within line of sight may add +1 to their dice rolls. Maybe used once every other round. I mean, that's quite a good one. He's got musket proficiency, which is +1 to attack with muskets, or a rapier proficiency, +1 to attack with rapier. Yeah, we're going to give him that. So there we have our skills, but now we are in the Taverne du Pelican du Mer. Here we can do a few bits and pieces. We can hear gossips and rumour, which we might do. I mean, there's in this prototype, this part of it doesn't do an awful lot of gossips and rumour, but we'll roll on the chart just to see, just for a bit of fun. So we have an 11, which is almost heaven. The band is fantastic. A few friends roll in and the wine and talk flow. Next thing you know, it's way past last call and the sun is on the horizon. I think we've all been there. We can then heal our wounds with our healing salves. Only one person has a healing salve, and that's Leon. So he's going to heal himself with that. Unfortunately, that means Adara still is at -1 wound in the next mission. We can then purchase some gear. Now we can sell stuff that we don't necessarily require. I'm going to sell the 2 weapons that we found during that last mission, which is the musket Potsdam and the Kopesh. These are both level 1 weapons, I believe. So they can be sold for 10 gold each. So that's 20 gold I've got there. Plus Adara's 10 and Guy's 10. So I've got 40 gold here. basically what we do, let's shuffle these up. Whoops. Actually, I'll shuffle those two in there as well, because it could be very likely that this trader fella might have some of those on offer as well. And basically, if we draw 5 cards, and if there's any non-item ones, then we just put them to one side and continue drawing until we've got 5. So I can leave that one there. So, yep, there's the musket. And there's the Kopesh. Okay, well, I didn't shuffle these very well, did I? There's a healing potion, which is handy. A blunderbuss. And a billhook. Now, am I actually going to buy any of them? I think it would be a bit silly to buy a musket or a Kopesh, considering I just sold them. A healing potion is useful. Do you know what? I don't think I am going to buy anything. I think well, actually, do you know what? I will. I'll buy a healing potion. I'll give that to Adara, who is going to use it immediately, and she's now up to starting health again. So she used her 10 gold to purchase a healing potion. But aside from that, I think that's it. So, that was the second mission, Pret Combat. We've now got some skills. We've now got some experience. We're now going on to the third mission, Marie Antoinette. So please come back next time and join me for that one. So, until then, keep on adventuring, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.